Hello there, my name is Bruce Rain from Brankus Creations and welcome to my live stream. Not sure that there's actually anyone watching at the moment. Oh, look at that, 7 viewers. That's, 8 viewers. There we go, that's a lot more than I was expecting. Get busy with the chat, folks. I don't know if it's something to do with, what's this thing called? YouTube, but this chat looks very, very empty. Got no messages whatsoever. So if you're new here or not or whatever, please jump on and say hello. So as mentioned, I am Bruce from Brankus Creations, and today I'm going to just be going over a few little repairs here and there. This is going to be a bit difficult. I had a rather unusual circumstance happen the other day. Yep, no, my chat is completely empty here, so unless there is something wrong, which of course is always possible, no one is actually chatting anything at all in the live chat. So I am going to go here and just to make sure that that is the case and that I'm not going nuts. Probably am going nuts, but that's all right. We'll come to get pretty used to that. Okay, I do not need to see an ad. No, we do. Oh, no, hang on. Yes, we do have stuff in the chat. Look at that. Okay, so let's not use that window because that window is showing me nothing. Let's use this one. So, hello. Hello, Dana. Hello, Thomas. Hello, Corey. Hello, Daniel. So yes, my apologies, but yeah, YouTube is giving me some grief with this at the moment. I wonder if I should refresh this page. Will that stuff up my stream? Who knows? I daren't do it. So what I might do is just grab this chat, a bit of a pop-out chat, and I'll use this instead. Yay. Okay, so everyone let me know if you can see and hear me okay and all that sort of stuff. Okay, there we go. Right, okay, that looks good. I'm happy with this. This is a nice little setup now. I've got this working just the way I want. So anyhow, I had a few technical problems. They stemmed from a rather unusual situation, and that was the other day I accidentally locked a pigeon in here in this workshop. There's one just here. I happened to drop, when I was feeding my chickens, I accidentally dropped a little bit of bird seed on the ground. And I didn't clean it up immediately. And I went away and I came back and there were just pigeons all over the dropped food. And so I scattered them away. Get out of here, get out of here. And then I shut the door. But I inadvertently shut the door before all of them were out. I don't know where the other one was. I mean, I looked around. It must have been hidden somewhere. So I then came in later on, and sure, there's this absolutely freaked out pigeon in here. I think it might even be this one. And in the process of it flying out of here, it knocked my television set, which you can't see. It's just there. I've got a great big flat screen television set leaning up against the wall there. It's not properly secured. And the pigeon knocked that television off the shelf and it came crashing down on the table here. And since then, my little video capture device that I use for capturing my top view camera and my side view camera doesn't seem to work anymore. So today I'm afraid we're going to be working with this view and the microscope. That's all I've got, and I do apologize because that really sucks. So I'm going to be having to pick things up and show it to you rather than just being able to look at it from the top down. I will try and rectify the situation. I will try and fix it, but just not something I could do in time for this, live stream. So, anywho, I can't do a shed tour. My goodness, this thing is so terrible. But what I am doing, I'm in the process of doing, I already bought some of the parts for it. I'm going to be replacing all of this here with pegboard. So, all of these things that you see here, all these tools, all of the non-computer repair tools like these whopping great big G-clamps here. I mean, let's face it, you don't need those for recapping Macintoshes. All of these sorts of tools are all going to get shifted up that end of the shed. And then here will be all my stuff related to recapping and repairs and stuff. The stuff that I sort of is currently just scattered all over this place. It will have a nice, neat place in that area there. So that's something that's coming. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to probably start work on that today if there is time. Not on this live stream, of course. That would be very boring, and you'd see my backside most of the time. So anyhow, that's not going to happen. But what I am going to do today, to start off with, I've got a few things here. This is a project that I started working on, and I needed some parts, and I got those parts today. Now, I have no idea if those parts are going to work, and I just realized that I'm looking at my soldering iron, and part of it is not here, part of it's up in the house, because I used it the other day. So I will need to dash off before I do any soldering. But this first repair doesn't require any soldering. So anyhow, this is a thing called a Casio TV-200. Now, this is just part of it because it's disassembled. But this was a cute little device. Came out in the 1980s. I think I got this one around about 87, I would think. That's probably around about when I got it. So anyhow, this is, the idea with this is I'm going to try and repair it. Now, it's analog, so, what's the point, really? I mean, I can probably do a little bit of mucking around and try and get some sort of signal to it, but, it is basically just a little analog TV, but it had a great big line running through the middle of the screen, and I wanted to repair that, and I found out the cause of the line, and hopefully now I've got a way of repairing that problem, and I'll go in and explain that in a second. One other thing I'd like to mention about this particular TV, this TV does not have a backlight. So you can't watch this TV without there being some sort of light around there. So the screen is this here, but that is actually not the screen. This is the backlight. This is a little bit of diffused plastic. And then what happens is you open this thing up, light goes through there, shines through the liquid crystal, and then bounces off a mirror on the bottom of the unit, and you watch it through the mirror. Hopefully, when we get it fixed and I get it put back together, I can demonstrate all this stuff. Here are the guts. And here is the LCD screen. That's the LCD screen right there. And the problem is here, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. I got this as a gift from my, at the time, girlfriend. I basically nagged her into buying it for me, which was just very typical of what an absolute tool I was back then. But anyhow, I'm going to jump over to the microscope, and I'm just going to demonstrate what the problem is. Microscope nearly got knocked over too by the pigeon. So, a little bit smeary here. Well, hello, Steve. Hello. When the hell did this happen? Shake YouTube up. Yeah, I know. Look, I will say, in YouTube's defense, I was planning to set this up with a nice little thumbnail and get it all scheduled for the future and get it all happening. But then I have, as I was sort of explaining, I've been spending the last, I don't know how long, trying to fix my video issues here. One of my little capture device, the little FDHD capture thingy, whatever it is, whatever they call it, I can't remember what they call it. The little capture device, FHD capture, stopped working after it was damaged by a pigeon. So, well, damaged by a TV falling on it, which was caused by a pigeon. So there you go. David, hello, welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's have a look inside here, and we'll have a look at what the problem is. So I'm going to just jump across here to what should be the microscope. There we go. Now here is our liquid crystal. Well, let's get some focus sorting out here, and that looks pretty good. Oh, I can hear mousies. All right, well, let's get my focus so it matches yours. Oh dear, I don't like the look of that. Is that broken? No, it's not broken, it's just got some gunk in it. This little tiny guy here. Whoops. Let's try and get something really sharp. Let's look at this. Now, I would not be surprised if I end up breaking this, but I would like to get it working. Oh, hello, Christine Nesbitt. That is that's my sister there in the live stream there. There are two pigeons having a fight. Just here. Have you no shame? Pigeon pie. I mean, of all the places you could have a fight. Jeez, I wish I could show this to you. They're full on going at it. In my workshop. So anyhow. So, right. So what we have here is we have, I guess this is what produces the image, the signal that's going to go to the, I'm having continued focus issues here. Oh, no wonder I'm having so much trouble. I was zoomed in ridiculously close. There we go. Right. So this is what's sending the signal to this LCD screen. So that's the LCD screen here. Now here's where it gets a little bit tricky. This here is how it sends the signal to the LCD. You've got these tiny little strips along this glass, which you can't even see, but they're there. You just have to trust me. And then you've got this flex, and underneath the flex is metal. And that metal makes contact with the glass and sends its little signal downwards. Now, here's the problem. I need, whatever I use here needs to do two things. It needs to adhere this flex to the LCD glass, and it also needs to conduct electricity from this flex to this here. But more importantly, it needs to conduct electricity downwards and not acrosswards. So you might think, well, that's just impossible. How is this even possible? Who even thought of such a stupid thing? So now I just lifted that one off. We're going to have the same issue here. Let's just bend him back and bend him back, because we're going to need to prep all this stuff. So yeah, and I forgive you for wondering all that, just like what is going on here. Oh, it is okay. So it's not Christine Nesbitt. It's Tom. Hello, Tom. That's my nephew. Welcome to the live stream. I hope that I do something in here in this live stream that is even remotely interesting for you. So, okay. Right, so let's have a look here. There we go. There we go. Right, so I've got a little bit of alcohol here. I'm going to clean off all this old adhesive. I don't know what it is, but it is oxidized. And that's where the problem has been caused. It's basically what's happened is that's lifted away, and we ended up getting little lines, dead lines on the LCD screen. So I'm hoping to fix that up. So I'm going to clean this off. And what I'm hoping here is I'm cleaning off this adhesive and not removing really important parts of this LCD that might make it'll never work again. A lot of ifs about this repair, I might say, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it didn't work before, well, probably before. If it doesn't work afterwards, it's really not the end of the world. But I would like it if it was working. Because these sorts of old Casio things are quite cute. IPA doesn't work well for glue. Well, it's going to. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. It's getting a lot of this stuff off. What would you recommend, Danny, in order to get this glue off? Or as I like to say sometimes, adhesive. Retro Techie, hello. Captech, hello. Madeline, hello. So actually, that reminds me, I should actually just do a quick little recap on my last video. So I was working on my last video on the I/O board of an Apple Lisa 2. And I cleaned it all up, put in the ultrasonic cleaner, cleaned it up, found a whole bunch of ugly dead traces. Did I do that in a normal live stream, or did I do that in my private live stream? I can't remember. No, I did that in a normal live stream, that's right. I do occasionally do private live streams where it's no holds barred and I swear and do all sorts of horrible things. And for those ones, I just have private links that I share with some of my close friends, and they jump on and laugh at me. But this is a G-rated live stream. G as in, golly, I hope this works. Recommend silicon zebra connectors. What on earth is a silicon zebra connector? Come on. So anyhow, basically what I have, I just should mention what I have to do this repair with. Over here, I'm going to go grab it. It's stuff made by 3M. And it's called Z-axis tape. And what it does, just going to jump across here to this view. What it does is, I'm going to cut it off and have a little bit of a fiddle, see if we can get it to work. In theory, what it does, where's my scissors? Oh, I'll use a scalpel. Just going to cut a bit of this off. I'm going to play with it. So, here's my adhesive. Now, as I understand it, the way this stuff is supposed to work, oh, it's way fiddly to work with. The way this stuff is supposed to work, it is conductive, but it is only conductive down one axis. And I believe that one axis is that way. I'm going to test this theory now. This stuff is going to be a nightmare to work with. Just let that be known. So I'm going to get my multimeter. Here's my multimeter. This could just end in tears, you know, this really could. Okay. So, multimeter. That's it beeping. So, okay, so I'm just touching. You can't see me doing this, but I should. I'll go back to the microscope. How about that? How about that then? Thomas, welcome back. I should actually mention, Thomas, that I have, I think, some of your boards to recap today. Stay. Away. Stay. Okay. All right. Just tapping around here, and we've got no conductivity there at all. But in theory, what we should have is we should have conductivity from one side to the next. And it's absolutely impossible to test that because I could just be poking through it for all I know. But anyhow, that's what this stuff is. This stuff is Z-axis adhesive. So conductive Z-axis adhesive. So it should just be conductive through from one side of the tape through to the other side of the tape. And I somehow need to get this thing onto these little things without wrecking it and then stuck down and working again, maybe. But I do not like my chances. Probably going to wreck this by doing what I'm doing now. Okay. Right. Where you're purchasing your solder mask, the green one, you should find a link to it in the description. If that link doesn't work, please let me know, and I will update it. Pretty straightforward stuff. I'll just buy it from Amazon or eBay. I don't think this is going to work. I honestly don't think this is going to work. I truly don't think this is going to work, and I don't think it's going to work. But apart from that, I don't think it's going to work. But that's good. Because if it does work, it'll be very rewarding. Yeah, well, this is true. This is very true. I mean, the worst case scenario is it'll stay broken. I'll put it back together and at least look nice. It just won't work. So I believe my best bet... I think even water would get this stuff off, to be honest, but I don't want to put water on this. So what I'm going to try and do, I guess, is stick the adhesive down onto the glass. I think it'll be easier that way. And then I'll stick things onto that. It'll just be a question of whether I can get them lined up properly. Away! Oh, fudge. Fudge. Fudge, 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 fudge. I'm trying to cut this stuff now. You can't see it because, yeah, because. And the thing I'm using as a ruler is not holding the thing still while I cut it. So I'm having trouble getting it straight. So I'm going to get very upset. That is not straight, but it will do. I think I might put a new scalpel blade in. What do you reckon? Think I should have done that right from the beginning? What do you reckon? Yeah, probably. Oh, Madeline, thank you very much. Here's a bribe to finish your That Reminds Me story about my Lisa. Okay, no worries. Sorry, I do get sidetracked terribly, don't I? So anyhow, I cleaned it. I cleaned a whole bunch of traces. I got that the I/O board for the Lisa looking really, really good. And the board that it connects into, the main board on the bottom, that was an absolute mess. Cleaned that up as well. Fixed a few traces on that. Went to go put it all together and test it. Fired it up. Tripped the house fuse. Just, you know, tripped the circuit breaker. So then I thought, no worries, okay, took the power supply out, had a bit of a look at it, see if there's anything looking a little bit nasty. Didn't look too bad, so I'll give it another go. Put it back in again. Fired it up. Booted up into the operating system, got to look at it, there we go, and then after a second, tripped the circuit breaker again. So at that point, I thought it would be a prudent thing to go and recap that power supply. I had already replaced the reefers, but I hadn't replaced, hadn't replaced any others, but there were also a series of safety caps on there that weren't reefers. So anyhow, I've bought replacements for all of them, so I'm going to replace all the safety caps, all the electrolytic caps, and because the other ones were what are they, polymer, no, polyester film, something like that, I can't remember. So that's basically where I am with that. I am just waiting for the parts to arrive. They are coming from a whole nother country, so it could be a little while, but well, it'll be this week, you know, next week, whatever. It's Sunday here, so it'll be sometime between Monday and Friday, I would think. That's how long they normally take. Okay, there we go. I've got my little bit of tape. Got my little bit of tape here. And he's going to go from there to there. So let's make a little mark there. I'll cut it. Cut it first. How about I cut it first? How about I cut it first? Yeah. Okay, so he's going to go here, and then I'm going to cut him there. And in the meantime, I also bought replacement capacitors for the video board from the Lisa, because it did have a little bit of a wobble. So anyhow. Oh, hello, Jay. Welcome to the live stream. Keep an eye on your print while I hang out here. Thank you. I didn't even look at the first layer of that one go down. Is it working? Is it printing? It's a bit big, isn't it? I'll make it smaller. About half, almost half the size. Shivers! Dropped it. So far so good, that's what I like to hear. On an 8-hour print. Okay. This is small. I honestly just, I don't think it's going to work. Oh wow, I cut that in an arc. That's cool. Alright, so I'm going to try and stick this down here. I wonder which side's supposed to come off first, the brown side or the white side. I have to try. I think the white side's supposed to come off first. Yeah. Okay. Alright. I'm going to do it now. I need my goggles. Where are my goggles? Do I have my goggles? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, I'm going to have to do it with the microscope. My eyes aren't good enough to do this unaided. And we're out of focus. I've got to try and get this backing off without wrecking it. Am I doing it? Am I doing it? Oh, no, I'm not doing it. I'm wrecking it. We're having fun here, aren't we? Yes! This is good fun. Oh, wow. Could I have picked a dirtier pair of tweezers? Who can fill me with... okay, I'll explain what's going on here for you, Jay, because you always put the little links to my website in. I should also mention to you, Jay, that I'm down one camera because due to an unfortunate pigeon incident, my little HDMI capture thing got damaged. So we've basically got microscope cam and the looking at me cam, and that's all today. So no top-down cam, no side cam, nothing like that. So sorry about that. This is a Casio TV-200. It's a device made in the late 80s and was basically a portable TV. This is not working. So I think I might try taking the brown part off first. Should I take the brown part off first? Yeah, the brown part? No. Oh, wow. Okay. Alright. Okay. Well, that completely didn't work. So that's all good. That got completely and totally 100% destroyed in that process. So, yeah. Off he goes. So I'm going to do this with a slightly different tack this time. But for starters, I might use a proper ruler. Don't think I have one. Not down here. And so this TV-200 has... the liquid crystal has some blank lines on it. And I need to... Oh, this will do. Straight-ish. I can use that as a ruler. So I need to... this is horrible stuff to work with. Why did I even take this on? Can someone tell me? It's my thing. And I need to re-establish the connection with the liquid crystal display, and it's done using an adhesive, which is a Z-axis adhesive. It means it is conductive, it is electrically conductive straight down only and not acrossways. And I've found some of this stuff, this 3M sticky stuff that I'm dealing with at the moment, which is an absolute friggin' nightmare. But I am now going to... I tried initially cutting the thing exactly to the size I wanted, and that worked. That didn't work. So now I'm going to try just getting a big piece, sticking it on, and then cutting it into shape in situ. Let's make sure we stick it in the right place. And I have to say that the more of this I do, the more I wish I wasn't doing it. But might work out. I believe my silly Sony Watchman video got you in the right frame of mind. This is very true. When I watched that Sony Watchman video, so Steve Mac84, check out the channel when you've got time. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Do all the things that you have to do. It just came up in my suggested videos feed, and it just said, you know, Sony Watchman, and I was like, oh wow, cool. So I watched it, and I watched Steve struggle to get a picture on the thing, and he did. He got it there, and it was all good, and everyone was happy, and it was dancing in the streets. But I remembered that I had two portable television sets, little tiny ones. I've got this one here. It's a little black and white one that has no backlight. It uses daylight or external light as the backlight, which is really dumb. And then someone's using a nail gun at the moment, so if you're wondering if you're hearing any like boom boom sounds, that's what that is. Tain't me. Okay, so, oh look at it, 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 it's on. How am I going to get this lined up? Okay, I can see the little bits here. I do apologize for the fact that I'm not really speaking in coherent sentences today. This is requiring a lot of my concentration, whoops, and a lot of my aggro as well. Am I in the right place? It is so hard to see. Oh, it's making me go cockeyed. Well, they're the line up thingy. Is anything actually fixed? So the original one, the old adhesive had oxidized, and so it was not working anymore. And I was getting blank lines on the thing. Oh, now, and I've got cotton fluff all over this side. Do you think that'll impact on conductivity? This is so not going to work. But I guess I've got lots of the tape, so I can always try it more than once. I may not necessarily torture you guys with it, but... Note to self, don't push it down with a cotton bud until you've stuck both sides down. Okay, so this is about a... what would you say? About a 1 in 60 chance that this will work now? But I feel like if I have to do this again, I might be better at it. I might have a better idea of the technique. All right, let's test it, shall we? Dun, 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 dun. Just looking. All right. Right. All right. Okay. Now this is really hard to actually see this thing the way it works because of the backlight situation. So Let me just see what I can figure out here. Now, which way around does this go? This goes this way. Whoever invented flex cables is an evil son of a bitch. Right, now this requires 3 volts, which I'm going to give it now in the form of my benchtop power supply. And we'll try and do this without creating a short by shoving something in between these 2 things here. A bit of wood. There we go. That'll let us. There we go. Smells like epoxy in here at the moment because I was gluing some stuff before. Right, so I've given it some voltages. Now how do I test the darn thing? I'm going to have to move this out of the way for starters. You're not going to be able to see this, and I do apologise for that. Right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the light from my watch. This is a funny one, this one. I don't even know why I decided to live stream this one. Stupid. And I use the light from my phone, put it through the diffuse glass, grab my liquid crystal, switch it on. Oh, wow! So before I had a line, now I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've got about 60 or so lines now. As I apply some additional pressure here, some are going. You can't see this, but it is what's happening. So I guess you could say there's an element of promise associated with that. Okay, it's a low frame rate, but here are the lines. So it tells me there's promise. There is promise in this. I probably need to do a far better job of sticking this down, and I probably need to push it and hold it in place or something, or it's completely and totally the wrong sort of thing for this job. That's also possible. So yeah, there's some lines. Cool. And as I say, if I I'll push some of these down. Let's see some of these lines go away. Anyhow, that was a bit of fun. I'm going to push this aside now and pretend I never touched it. Okay. Pew pew. Right, it's going. It's going. Where are we going to put it? I'm going to need to stick this in a container or something. All the bits. I don't want to lose it. Let's see if I can put it in a Ziploc. And then we'll move on to a bit of a recap, eh? We want a bit of a recap. I've got a couple here to recap. I'm actually doing them for someone who is actually watching the live stream today. And this someone sent me 3 boards, and I have already fixed one of them. And now I need to fix the other 2. A quick little bit of rudimentary mathematics going on in my head there. Had 3, fixed 1, 2 left. Okay. All going in the bag. Where all my failed projects go, into a little bag. It's not entirely true, but just had a nice ring about it. I'll turn my phone's light off now. Okay, enjoy your dinner, Steve. Thank you for popping on. I hope I see you again when you come back. I imagine I'll still be going. It won't be the longest stream today, but it won't be the shortest either. I do have a couple of things I want to get done. They need doing, so I may as well stream them while I'm doing them. However, I do have to deal with this rather embarrassing situation that I have, whereby I have no soldering iron, because I took it up into the house to do some work up there. I was trying to find my spare soldering iron, and I found my spare soldering iron, but I couldn't find its power supply. And I got so tired of looking, I was looking for the power supply, and I decided that in the time that I'd spent trying to find the power supply, I could have just taken my main soldering iron up there. So there's the thing in that. So let's just, to get started, we're going to jump across to this view. We're going to have a quick look and see what we have to recap, and then I'm going to let you guys decide which one we start on first. So sticky. So sticky. Right, repairs. This is this repair software that I use that I'm not giving to anyone else because I haven't figured out how to make it more portable yet. What? There we go. Oh no, don't give me that. Oh. Greetings from Frozen Hell, Michigan. Hello, Jared, and hello, Justin, as well, and hello, SadMac356. I haven't said hello to you. All right. Most gruesome corrosion and exploded battery damage. I don't have any of those at the moment. Sorry, I've stopped kind of taking those because they just gobble up way too much of my time. All right. So what have I got here? I've got an LC and an LC475. What's your preference, folks? I know they're both LCs, and I apologise, but an LC or an LC475. Does anyone have? Anyone have a preference from those? Anyone? Okay, we've got one for LC. Two for 475. 3 for 475. 4 for 475. 5 for 475. 475. 5. I'm confusing myself. 6. Oh, wow. Okay, well, it's 475 is kind of winning. You might have got in there first with the LC, Michael, but I'm afraid you kind of got outdone with numbers. Either would still be interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll have a look. I'll have a look. One of them might be more interesting than the other. Let's have a look at the job ticket and see what he says about the 475. A working 475. A working 475. Well, there's fun in that. It's working. I only got his word for it, though. It may not be working. All right, let's get this board. Oh, excuse me. Standing up here, back sore. I was doing a lot of physical work yesterday, so I'm a little bit on the sore side. Now, this person was kind enough to send me, oh, that's an LC, I think a recapping kit with this one. I could be wrong. One of them had a recapping kit included, so I didn't have to actually supply my own caps. How about that? All right. Yeah, I think this one, oh, maybe not. What we do have, we've got, what is that? That's 32 megs of RAM and two 250, I can't see anything. Two 256K VRAM sims and 32 megs of RAM. Let's make sure we don't say the word gig by mistake because there's not a lot of gigs of RAM there. And an anti-static bag, which I will probably end up throwing away and replacing with one of my nice ones. Send it back with one of my nice ones. 475 board. A couple of things about it. Oh, hang on, I've got to change the text. Let's go. Okay. Recapping and LC 475. Is it meant to be a space between LC and 475? I can't remember. It'll do. Oops. Okay. There we go. So here it is. You can tell it's an LC because it has this little, hang on, let me just do this, there we go. You can tell it's an LC because it has this little cutout in the bottom. All of the LCs have this little cutout here. And that's because of the way they fit in the LC case. And they also have this power connector here like that, because they all use the same sort of power supply, like here. Oh crap! What just fell down? Something fell down. Right. Micro Mage Repair. Hello. So here is here is the board. This is where the VRAM sims go, and this is where the RAM goes. Now, one of the nice things about the 475 is I think you can put a 32 meg sim in here as standard, but I have heard that if you get the right sort of sim, you can actually stick a 64 in here. I could be wrong about that. And it has some RAM on board. I think maybe 4 on board. I need to check my specs. Actually, I can do that because my repair software does that. My repair software is so clever that I can just click on the name of the model. No, I can't. I go to jobs here. I can just click on the name of the model. It will take it to me, and it will tell me that minimum OS is 7.1, maximum OS is 8.1. Introduced in 1993, terminated October 1994. Motorola MC68LC040. The LC in that chip means that it doesn't have a floating point unit built in. 25 megahertz CPU speed. 32-bit bus. 72-pin SIM, minimum RAM, onboard RAM 8. Onboard 8. Someone's probably already answered that, but Christopher Bourne, hello. So there we go. So anyhow, there's a little bit of information about the LC475. So it has 8 on board. So obviously, if you stick a 32 in there, you're going to end up with 40 megs of RAM, which is pretty decent, especially when you consider things like the LC2 and LC1 had these 10 megabyte RAM limits on them. Very bad. You can get it 128 in it. Yeah, it must be one of the other ones I'm thinking of then. So yeah, 128 in that. How good's that? 128 megs of RAM in this thing? Why? Fantastic. Let's say 68040. I actually use my LC475 a lot. This isn't mine. But I use my LC475 a lot because even though the case is just a bundle of broken plastic, when I am wanting to do some testing on a floppy drive or on a hard drive or something like that, you can just whip out the case, just take the top off, more plastic falls off it, and just have access to everything. It's all nice and clear and easy to see. And of course, having an 040 chip means that it goes reasonably well in relation to my old, 68K ones like the 68000 and 68020 and 68030. So here you go. So this is recapping. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to recap it. First thing we're going to do is take the old caps off. I'm going to jump across to my microscope view for that. I can do this without having to go up to the house because I do have my hot air station down here. Running the AC down here today, even though it's not particularly hot. What is it? It's 29 degrees outside Celsius. That's still fairly hot, I suppose. It's very muggy, very, very steamy. So the air conditioner helping to keep it with a bit of dry air. Anyone have any? I still got no chat on this thing. Isn't this bizarre? I mean, I've got chat. I can see the chat here, but I've got no chat on my, sort of my normal streaming console window. So I can't trust anything that tells me. Get some focus happening. There we go. Looking good. Who here has an LC475? I got the impression from some of the feedback I had before that there were a few people there. Oh, Nate's here. Hello, Nate. I didn't say hello to you. Or Sorcerer Stan. All these people, substandard abuse, sorry. All these people that are rocking up, and I haven't been saying hello to them. CapTech, hello. I am sorry, folks. I am sorry. Please don't take it personally. I am a little bit scattered today. Just a little bit. Having all these technical problems that have just been welling up. Right, so as usual with an LC475, we have surface mount electrolytic capacitors, and that is the problem. They haven't, it looks like they haven't leaked yet, Don't really see any evidence of leakage. We might see some when we take them off, maybe just directly under them. So this becomes more of a preventative measure than anything. I'm going to need some of my little heat shields because these stupid 475s have plastic everywhere. I mean, everywhere. I think one of the things with the 475 and 605, you can often pick them up quite cheap. And with the ridiculous price of some of these, vintage Macs at the moment, it's nice if you can find a bargain. So if there's someone trying to get in at an entry level with, vintage Mac collection, an LC475 or a Quadra 605, pretty good place to start. And you'll find a little jumper here. It's called J18. And if you put a jumper on that, it will be a 605, Quadra 605. It'll think it's a Quadra 605. If you take the jumper off, it's an LC475. I believe that's the case. So if you've got a 605 and you want it to be an LC475, just take that jumper off. That is apparently the case. I don't know if it's true. Someone told me that. Never tried it. Never actually tried it to test it. What else? The Quadra 605, if I remember rightly, came with an Ethernet card. So the Quadra 605 was meant to be kind of Ethernet. It's like that's the Ethernet version versus the LC475, which wasn't. Of course, you could put an Ethernet card in a 475. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. But I think the 605 came with the Ethernet card standard. LC, so it has the LC processor direct slot. What I love about these slots is even today you can find cards for them. And if you jump onto eBay and you do a search for like LC PDS Ethernet, you will probably find it like an Ethernet card there, reasonably priced. I bought like 3 in a go once. I just did a search and there was a guy just selling a whole bunch of them, like Farallon ones. So I just bought 3 of them. Bought 3. So how am I going to get these caps off without melting anything? Riddle me that. Should I try and take these off without the hot air station? I'm feeling like that might be a sensible thing to do. And you know how sensible I am. Captain Sensible, they call me. Oh no, that's taken. Lost my other heatsink. It was here just a second ago. There it is. Just checking all this, checking. Thank you, Jay, for the little links to my website. I do have a recapping guide for this one. I will be using it today. I'm just about to take these caps off. I'm right in the middle here near the sound chip, so this is all soundy type stuff. This little round thing is a diode. Little round thing here, and because it's round, they do tend to roll off sometimes. Hey, yo! Oh, we've got it. We got a popper. Hey, ho. This one's going to be an exciting one. He's going to go too. Oh wow, that one actually, that was a slow burn and then it hit the ground and then it popped. Right, let's continue. We'll just keep taking the easy ones off and then I might hit the other ones with the soldering iron because I don't want to melt any plastic. And with this one, this solder is still so shiny, I think it's going to melt and wick away quite well. She can't take much more of this cup than she's about to blow. I recommend yelling at the caps until the solder melts. Fair enough. You no good, Caps. How dare you leak? I mentioned this before on my streams, but I will mention it again. Often when I get boards that have been handled a little bit, perhaps not handled as gently as they should have been, sometimes these little tiny pins get pushed together. And when someone sends me a board that I like recap and then it's still not working, that's one of the first things I look for. Has anyone nudged one of these little pins in the side? These little pins in the side, sorry, it wasn't on camera. One of these little pins in the side pushed in and making contact with another pin. It happens all the time. All the time. I didn't have breakfast today. I'm regretting that. I'm pretty darn hungry. Especially considering it's lunchtime now. I do this sometimes. It's not sensible. I don't recommend it. Alright, well, we've reached a point where I am going to have to go be right back because I've got things that are meant to be here that are up in the house and I have to go collect them in order to finish. So I will be back soon. Talk amongst yourselves. It'll only take me a minute. Well, hey! This is what I left up in the house. So I'm going to plug this in. And then I'm going to switch soldering iron on. That's what I'm going to do. Check this out. It's a little Macintosh Classic case. Isn't that cute? It's so cute. It's not meant to be printed at this size, which is why it's such a mess, but it's very cute. Don't you think that's cute? I haven't printed the front yet, but no. Okay. Ooh, what's that? Something on the tip. It is eventually going to be for a Pi. So what I want to do with it is, not at this size. The size, it'll be a bit bigger than this. I want it to be at a size where I can put a reasonable size LCD in there, maybe something about that sort of size. So it's going to be a bit bigger than this in the end. And I do plan to put a Pi in there and run a little System 7.5 emulator, I guess. Yeah, so that should be fun. This one is not, but thank you for mentioning that, Jay. So I have recently, I am going to be sort of providing a little bit more information about this as time goes on, but if you happen to own like an old SE or a Mac 2 or something like that that had the old plastic RAM holders, the clip sometimes breaks and then the RAM won't stay up. It won't clip into position. You slide it in, you lift it up and it just folds back again. I have 3D printed some clips that are designed to just slide down over the sides of those to hold the RAM sim up. Quick, easy solution, easily removed if you want to take the RAM out. So, yeah. They make a nice two-in-one LCD that works on the Pi. Yeah, I've got lots of Pis and lots of LCDs. I probably should just look at what I've already got before I go out and start making any serious plans. I've actually got a screen, I think about that size. That'd be nice, because that would actually make a kind of a decent sized thing. It wouldn't be just tiny weeny. Because it doesn't need to be tiny weeny. But Ron's computer videos. Thank you, Ron. I've got it. I will be mentioning Macintosh in March. It's not March yet, so. But yes, of course, got to put in the little Macintosh ad. So for those who may or may not be aware, we are in the vintage Mac community trying to make the world aware of Macs and vintage Macs during March. So that's Macintosh. So we're sort of saying to everyone, hey, get out there and hashtag Macintosh. And let everyone know that there are people out there using these things and we're better than DOS people. Usually. Right, so soldering iron is up to temp. I can jump across here now. And I can start removing these caps via a different method than hot air. Oh, Justin Morgan, thank you very much. Oh, look at all these super chats and super stickers and things I'm getting today. How about that? It's my lucky day today. Okay. Yep. All right. Let's get some flukes on this. There we go. I don't worry too much about getting flux all over this, because this board is going to get ultrasonically cleaned once I'm finished. So I'm just trying to wick away as much of this solder as I can, like that. And then we'll do it from the other side, and then we'll gradually start lifting this up. Now, before anyone says, wouldn't this be a good job for a pair of solder tweezers? Before anyone says that, yes, it would. But I don't have them. I don't have solder tweezers. Maybe I should, but I don't. There we go. Lift it up on one side. And then lift it up on the other side. Off she comes, nice and easy. I'm sorry if I made that look a little bit too easy. That one was really easy. So sometimes they're really difficult to do what I just did. Not the case with this one. Okay. Shush, Michael. Shush. What did I say? I'll probably get myself some solder tweezers one day. I guess what usually happens is, if I'm in a situation where I've got some money, or if I've got, I don't know, an Amazon gift voucher or something like that, and I go, what could I spend that on? Oh, I could get myself some solder tweezers, or I could get myself something even more interesting. That's probably the main reason. Off. Thank you. Right, that's that. Hey. There we go. Yeah, I really do need to go and have a look at the LCD that I have for a Pi. I need to actually buy another Pi. I had a spare one, but I ended up using that for Octoprint. For anyone who's into the world of 3D printing, there's a thing called Octoprint, some software that you load up on a Raspberry Pi. It doesn't have to be a Raspberry Pi, but it's just a practical thing to do because they're so small. And some software that load up that you then allow to creates a web interface for your 3D printer. I didn't use flux on these ones, did I? No wonder it's harder than the first one. By the way, lifting, lifting, lifting. You're one of those cut the caps people. I am not one of those cut the caps people. And there is a reason for that, and that is that I've had to repair boards that have been sent to me by cut the caps people. And so it's not a process that I support or condone or do. But each to their own. It's obviously if it works for you and you're happy with it, go for it. But you will never see me cut the caps. Never. Look how stupid this is. How stupid is it? Stupid. All this plastic. Look at it. I mean, here's a plastic, here's plastic, here's plastic. It's just designed to make my life a misery. I'm off camera again, so I am so sorry. I'm just doing a terrible job of keeping what I'm doing on camera at the moment. Where am I now? Okay, I'm dead center in my reticle there. Okay, it's a little bit down and to the left. Alright. 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 There's one. I think this is the last, so come on. There we go, there's two. Oh no, there isn't really, because there we go. Now there's two. There we go. That was not a very elegant solution, but, you know. Alright, so now we're going to follow in the normal steps of the procedure that I follow, and that is we are going to clean all of these pads, get them spotless. Anyone who does soldering, if you've ever had any trouble getting solder to do what you want it to do, it's generally because things are not clean, or if your soldering iron is not hot enough, or if the solder has oxidized, or the solder what you're soldering to has oxidized. That's again part of the whole cleaning process. We use flux to try and halt the oxidization, or oxidation, depending on where you're from. And obviously if your soldering iron's not hot enough, you need to make sure you get a soldering iron that can get hot enough. And what was the other one? It was heat, clean, oh yeah, and flux. Yeah, so yeah, clean it, flux it, and make sure you've got enough heat in your soldering iron. I work with a very, very hot soldering iron. It's not necessarily the temperature I would recommend for others to use. It's because of the way I solder. It's just the way I solder. And not everyone is necessarily going to solder the same way I do. But I work very quickly with a very high temperature. If you're someone who's not able to work quickly because you're starting out, you're new to soldering and stuff like that, a very hot temperature is probably a bad idea. You'll probably end up damaging things on the board. But I'm just letting you know that's how I work. How I roll, man. There's one of the board. I'm just having a look here. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can lift a trace all sorts of ways, can't you? You know, if you're doing it one way or the other. The method that I just used, where I heated up one side and then lifted it, and heated the other side and lifted it, I don't really recommend that method because it is very easy to lift a pad when you're doing that. I use it because I know I can do it without lifting a pad, but it's sort of, the option is there to give it a try if you want, but it's a little bit iffy. Much prefer to lift these off with a hot air station, or in the instance of these, it would be much better to use some solder tweezers, which I don't have. Okay, okay, and okay. I've got 4 more to do, 4 more to clean, and then we can start putting some New caps on here. 96 battery from my recently acquired SE. Is there a good replacement? Okay, so that's a very good question, Christopher. So what you got there is one of those original Varta axial batteries. So that was one where they're actually soldered onto the board. And they are actually not particularly prone to explosion the way some of the later ones did. So, you know, it's great to clip them off, get rid of them, because they'll do a slow leak on the thing and they will do damage. So yes, good to get rid of them. But they're not the same, you know, they don't generally cause the same horrendous mess that some of the other later batteries have caused. But I think on the SE, I'll grab the board in a sec. There are a couple of replacements you can use, and I'm going to show you, because I've actually got an SE board here. It's in a bit of a mess, I think, from memory. A few things missing, but this is an SE board. Just going to do our little segue here temporarily. We'll come back to this board in a moment. But I do like to answer questions like this, you know, these sort of specific questions. So here is an SE board. It's missing some RAM slots here, but you know, that's okay. What do you need those for? And it's missing a chip here as well. That's this thing here. There's a chip, and there's a chip there missing, and I think there's something missing from here. Wow, this thing's an absolute mess. Anyhow, that's not important. That's not important right now. So here is a battery holder as opposed to one of those original Varta ones. Now, the important thing to remember with the SE board actually has two holes for the negative. It's got one hole here, and it's got one just slightly next to it there, and there's the hole for it, and I think there might even be two holes for positive as well. Now, basically what that means is you've got more than one hole you can use for mounting a battery holder. So that actually means that you've got a bit of a choice there, because if it doesn't fit in one, it'll fit in the other. So when you're using the axial battery, it uses the outside hole, but if you put a battery holder on there, you probably end up using the inside hole, or vice versa. I don't remember which one. So getting hold of replacements, fairly straightforward. You're just basically looking for a half AA battery holder. There are two different types available. They are like this, and where are they? Where are they? I have more. They've fallen down somewhere, haven't they? They're probably on the floor over here. I'd say either that or the pigeon took them away the other day. So there are two different types you can buy. There are ones that have like a little plastic thing, there's a big spring on them and a plastic thing like that that holds the battery in place. Or you can get one that's very similar to the original. That's these ones here. I always keep a fair supply of them. That's this sort here. That's what you can just sort of mount on there, and as I say, they will just quite happily go into the holes that are on the board. So, and as I say, you'll find these on places like AliExpress. You'll probably find them on eBay. You'll probably find them on Banggood. So yeah, if you just look for half AA battery holder, you shouldn't have any trouble finding them. As I say, I've got squazillions of them, and that's a metric squazillion too. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to have to go back here. Okay. Just reading, just catching. Alright, that'll do. I continue now. What am I doing? I'm doing a 475, aren't I? And it's going to be the best one yet. Caught up in wires. Okay, you go over there with that Mac Plus. Okay. Did I clean them all? No, I didn't. I had a couple more left. Two. No, hang on. That one. Yeah, there we go. Very scattered today, aren't I? What a real mess. My brain's just in a mess. Good job I can do recappings with my eyes closed. I can't repair broken vintage tiny TVs with my eyes closed. I proved that today. For anyone who missed the beginning, I was trying to repair a Casio TV-200. It was an old LCD television set from the like handheld television set from the 1980s. And I know what the problem is, and I was trying to fix it with some stuff, and it didn't work very well. But you win some, you lose some. Alright, so that's all of the caps off, that's all of the pads cleaned. That's me doing all that work without any sort of fume extraction. So let's turn them on. Now we have some fume extraction. Okay. How's everyone doing, by the way? Everyone doing well? I imagine, what is it? Saturday night for the US folks. It's Sunday here. Quite a nice sort of Sunday. They predicted rain, but it's sunny. I see a few clouds, but I don't see any rain. Right, so let's get my recapping guide. I have recapping guides in a little booklet over here. Just like this. Just like this. And these are all off my website, so if you are wanting to get recapping guides, you can just go to my website, recapamac.com. There's a classic 2. Once again, anyone who's watching this who might have work with me at the moment, might have some boards that have been with me for a while, my apologies, I am getting through things. Generally, if you haven't got your board back yet, it's because there's a problem with it. It's because it requires some lengthy diagnostics, and I have at this stage just been trying to focus on getting as much work out of here as I can, because it just keeps turning up even when I tell people I'm not taking it anymore. Stuff just turns up, and I'm just trying to get through it as fast as possible. So the kind of large problem jobs have been put to one side when I have time to spare on them. I've been so busy lately that I'm only getting probably maybe 20 hours a week getting spent on recapping, maybe even less than that. Now, obviously, if you're taking on a job that's going to gobble up, sort of half of that, or, a quarter of that, it's getting put to one side so that you can just get as many of these out as possible. So just explaining for folks. This one here has 2 times 100 microfarad 6.3 volt, 10 times 47 microfarad 16 volt. Very common sizes on these vintage Macadons. I should have a good supply of all of those, unless I have done that thing that I regularly do, where I don't check how many I've got, and then I suddenly find myself running out, like the pure professional that I am. I am looking at the wrong recapping guide here, looking at a LC 575 rather than a 475. And no, they're not interchangeable, but pretty close. No, I don't remember. Here we go. Here's a 475. There we go. Everybody relax. Okay, this one looks a lot more like the one I've got in front of me. Much better. Your team is losing. What team? What team is that? What sport is that? Got a couple of Macs today, not so bad. What Macs did you get there, Retro Ticky? You showed snappable parts container models in your CD-ROM. Are these models on Thingiverse? Are you talking about my little interlocking ones? My little puzzle-shaped interlocking parts containers? These ones here that I got here, that I've been 3D printing? They are not yet on Thingiverse, but they will be. So sit tight. I did actually get your message on my one of my videos the other day. I will reply to that when I have them on Thingiverse, so that they're downloadable. So I will send that through. So watch this space. Oh yeah, if you're wondering what the noise is, it's when I go around here, the air conditioning unit blowing on my microphone. Sorry. 2010 Mini, $80, and 20-inch iMac G4, $40. That's not too bad. iMac G4. Oh, I love the old iMac G4. 20-inch. That's the big screen one, isn't it? I think. So that's nice. That's a good one to have. And that's not a bad price for 40. Seriously, I'd be quite happy to pay 40 for that. Does it work? Does the iMac G4 work? With the 2010 Mini, that'd be a Intel Core 2 Duo or something like that, I think. Can't use this one. It's different. It doesn't match. Different manufacturer. Will not go with my OCD at all. There we go. Okay. We've got some capacitors here. The 2010 is an i5, is it? Okay. I will take the word of Jay as gospel because he knows these things far better than I do. So what? Yeah, okay, yeah, 2010. Yeah, that'd be right. Sorry, my mistake. Yep, I'm thinking earlier. I've got a bunch of iMacs here that I need to find homes for. Later ones, you know, aluminium ones. Aluminum. Aluminium. Don't like this little gap here. It's a very small gap, but I don't like it. I frown upon this gap. Let it be known. Okay. First two caps are on there. 100 microfarad, 6.3 volts. Oh, it's a Core 2 Duo. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But, you know, this is the thing. I just always accept the word of Jay as gospel. So today he's just proven himself wrong. Can I believe anything he says now? That's the question. He tells me to update the firmware in my 3D printer. I don't know. Okay, we need 947s. I'll whip them all out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 7, 8, 9. We don't need 10. There we go. So someone did mention this in the chat before, but it's just worth mentioning when it comes to the amount of caps on this board. It's way better than working on an old LC2. Those things have just caps everywhere. This one's got 11, which is not too bad. And there are boards with a lot less, but, you know, I think the LC is a nightmare as well. Because that's the other one I have to do. Yay! Yay! Got him, yeah! Now, I didn't, I've got to go back and have a look here. What was the sport? What was the sport? Team, where's Nick? Where's Nick? It was Nick who said that, wasn't it? Where's Nick? 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 I can't have gone that far back, can I? What? Hockey. Oh, okay. Hockey. No, it was Retro Techie, sorry. It was hockey, Retro Techie, hockey. Okay. Would that be ice hockey or hockey on like a grass surface? Because there are two different types of hockey. NHL. I don't know what that is. I assume it stands for National Hockey League, but I don't know what that is. I couldn't tell you whether that was ice hockey or grass hockey. Ice hockey. Okay, no worries. Yes, we don't do a lot of that out here because, well, we don't have ice. I mean, there are people that play ice hockey, don't get me wrong. They go to ice skating rinks and they play, but it's not like it's a big national sport because, well, we have so few ice skating rinks here. We had one close to where I grew up. In actual fact, there used to be one in the suburb I'm in now, but they closed it a few years ago. But yeah, ice hockey is definitely not a common sport in these parts. If Texas got ice, Australia can get ice. I wouldn't go that far. Very different weather systems in this part of the world. And you do have to remember that most of this country, most of it, is desert. Not just bits of it, most of it. Just to put it into perspective for people, so Australia is a little bit smaller than United States of America. Not much smaller, but a little bit. If you overlay one on top of the other, they're actually very, very comparable in size. But whereas the US has, arable land in the middle of the country, this one is just desert in the middle of it. The state that I'm in, which is called New South Wales, it's not one of the biggest states here. It is one of the bigger, but not one of the biggest. And in this state is, I think it's about the size of Texas. Perhaps just marginally smaller, maybe bigger, I can't remember. Ice rinks every 20 kilometres, yeah. But Thomas, you're in Canada, aren't you? You guys live and breathe like ice hockey and stuff like that over there. But yeah, as I say, I mean I'm not saying that there hasn't been some sort of climatic disruption in this part of the world, but yeah, it hasn't resulted in us getting ice at -3 or -4 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. And that was only during the coldest part of the night. I mean, during the day, the coldest you would ever get to during the day here would be 5 degrees Celsius, So, that's 5 degrees past melting point, so ain't going to have no ice. There are parts of this country that are a little higher in altitude where we do get snow. We get snow fields down south. But, again, it's not a particularly cold country here. Coldest part of this place is Tasmania, and that's because it's right down the bottom, further away from the equator. It gets cold there, but I still don't think it's cold enough for natural ice rinks. I could be wrong though. But we have other cool things like cricket. That's what we play. Admittedly, that's a summer sport, but it's summer at the moment, so well, it is here anyway. So. Sound like cricket. I love it. That's the main sport that I watch. I generally don't follow many sports during the winter season here. What we have here, what most people follow in this part of Australia, not in all parts of Australia, but in this part of Australia, probably one of the main sports would be rugby league. I don't mind watching a game of rugby league, but I don't really follow it closely. I don't have a team or anything like that. Rugby league. It's basically, you know, sort of a full contact ball sport where you grab an inflated ball and inflated bladder and you try and put it on the ground on the other side, you know, on the other team, under the other team's goalpost. So, and there's no padding worn, and a lot of these guys get very badly injured because there's no padding worn for full contact sport. Sensible, eh? We like to consider ourselves pretty sensible in this part of the world. Women's rugby. I quite enjoy rugby. That's rugby. Generally, when people say rugby, they're referring to rugby union as opposed to rugby league. Rugby league is what we primarily play here. We do play rugby union as well, but it's not as well. And of course, you know, every time the Australian team plays against New Zealand, we always lose because New Zealand are the most awesome rugby union team in the world. Consistently. Takes all the fun out of the sport. Yeah, I've got injured in rugby, rugby league. Not I played rugby league in school. I've got a sort of a lump on my lip that I got from getting kicked in the mouth while tackling someone. I was fairly good at it at the time because I was one of the larger human beings in the team. You wouldn't know it today, but I was a early growth spurt person, so there we go. There's one more. I was bigger than the other guys. Yep. Lip lumps. Yep, indeed. And I had to stop playing because I'm far too pretty for that. Couldn't risk any more damage to this beautiful face. It's a face that I build my future with, you know. These lucrative modelling careers, stuff like that. This is the last cap, by the way, people, so, you know, just in case there's anyone here who's been sort of slowly counting down and getting excited because we're getting near the end, well, now's the time to blow your top because it is the last cap. Woo! Yep, the All Blacks, that's the New Zealand team. And as I say, you know, deservedly so. They're the best team in the world, but it does kind of take the fun out of it for every other country because we all get sick of losing to them. Just checking my work here, making sure I got the polarity correct. It's not too difficult to check the right caps are in the right place because there are only two different types of cap on this one. These two here, which are the 100 microfarad 6.3 volt, and then all the rest are 47 microfarad 16 volt. And these ones here, which are Kemet caps. The thing I like about Kemet is they're well labelled. So you've got 476, that tells you 47 followed by 6 zeros, which is 47 million picofarads, I think it is. Is it nanofarads? Nanofarads, maybe? I don't know. But anyhow, it works out as 47 microfarad. So if you see a 6, as the last digit, you can just take the first two digits and know that is the answer in microfarads. So if we look at this one here, which we can't see because it's got some goop on it. Goop. This one here, which is 107, so that's 10 followed by 7 zeros. So what that would mean that it's 100, because yeah, so it just does. Sorry. And then it's got 6. Tells me it's 6 or 6.3 volts. So there is a very good chance that this is now going to work. I mean, it worked before, so I'm liking its chances. If it doesn't work, it means I've broken it. So, which wouldn't be the first time, but you know, I'm just hoping it won't be the case this time. There we go. Ta-da! This will, of course, go in the ultrasonic cleaner to get all that flux off and just general dust and residue. These end up coming out looking like brand spanking new after a good old ultrasonic clean. I should write on this because I do have a system here of making sure that the right parts stay with the right job. So this is job ticket. I should actually mark this as in progress as well. So yeah, edit, it is job ticket 96 and it is in progress. And then I'm going to say that it was recapped logic board, add action, there we go. And that's money time, yay. So 96, job number 96. Let's get these and put them on. Dana Sibera, hello, thank you for joining. We're working on an LC475 here at the moment. I've just finished recapping it. We're about to switch it on and test it. So you've turned up at the right time if you want to see something go bing. There we go. I had the choice of an LC or an LC475. I put it out to the masses and everyone wanted to see the 475. Okay. Alright, so let's get a screen. Hopefully I've got an adapter attached to this screen. I have this sneaking suspicion I took the adapter the other day and used it for something else. Oh, I do have an adapter. So here's my little mini screen that I use. Looks like this. It's a very handy little thing. I actually bought it for a completely different purpose. I bought it as a video monitor. So when I'm recording stuff, I can set this up on my video camera and with the screen facing me. So when I'm filming stuff, I can see what I'm filming, which is very handy if you're shooting, you know, your own videos and you don't have loads of hands and stuff and everything to help you. And you don't have a cameraman. I can actually watch what I'm filming if I need to move a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. So that's my screen. That's that. I've got a keyboard here. This is one of the least liked vintage Mac keyboards there are. It was the Apple design keyboard or something like that. I can't remember. It was the one where the mouse connector was right in the middle of the back. That's the keyboard I use down here, and I use it down here because I care very little for it. I don't like it, you know, so if it gets damaged, it doesn't matter. What is going on here? Come on. What's this? What's all this about? Someone explain this to me. Why is there a bit of wire wrapped around these things? What's going on? Talk to me. I don't remember that being a normal thing on this board, but maybe it was. Yeah, Apple design keyboard is the meh of the Apple extended keyboards. I think I have one of each. And it just depends on, you know, what computers I was working with at the time. But yeah, as I say, this one just not exciting. Plug in. Thank you. So I plugged in the keyboard, so that should also give me mouse control, because I have a mouse here somewhere too. Mousey, hello Mousey. There we go, here's my mouse. You know what I didn't bring down? I didn't bring down my SCSI to SD, but we can at least fire it up and see if we get a blinking question mark, and then I'll duck up and grab my SCSI to SD and we can actually boot it and do exciting system things. Cheap ground jumper. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Power is on. Oh, I need to connect the power supply. I have two LC475 power supplies here, and I believe they both work, so I'll just use this one. Plugged in. Is that right? That seems awfully around the wrong way. Oh no, that's right. Yep, you can't put them in the wrong way because they've got a blocked out one. So, connect it up. Normally we'd be looking at this from the view up here, which looks great. I can see the screen. But my little HDMI capture device got broke. If anyone missed the beginning of the stream, it got broke. So, I didn't have time to try and fix it before the stream started. So we're just working with what we're working with here, and I apologeticals. Right. Let's, oh, speaker. We need a speaker. Gotta have a speaker. Need to know whether we're getting noise. What if I put this microphone and put this here? Put it there. Can't. I can't. Can't. Put that down like that. There we go. I'm putting this microphone really close to the speaker. So, here we go. Now's the time. Now's the time to get excited. It's like counting down from 1,000,000 to 1. It's the excitement you feel when you get to about 1,000. Right. There we go. Right. Here we go. And... sorry, I just thought I might check again. I got a little bit freaked out the other day when a capacitor blew up on me. It wasn't my fault. I don't know if you heard that chime. That speaker's really quiet, but it chimed. Basically, we know we're getting a signal when... oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. That's when this little green light comes on. This comes up as a little green light, which hasn't done yet. And that could, of course, be because of this adapter I'm using. This adapter may not be the right one for this computer. I might have to go up and get the other adapter. The good adapter. The happy adapter. Did you hear a crash noise? I didn't hear a crash noise. But then again, that microphone is actually closer to the speaker than I am. So we're going to switch it off and on again and see if we hear a crash noise. Chime. Oh, this is one of these stupid ones that needs a battery in it for the video to work, isn't it? Battery goes in. Try again. Or I have the wrong adapter. Either is possible. It looks like I'm going to be heading into the house to get the other adapter, doesn't it? I've seen my future, and my future involves... oh, hang on. It's gone to green. So we're good. Don't worry about the flickering. That is actually just because of my connection. It's very normal for me to get this flickering that we get, that you're seeing here. Got a little cursor. Now, because it's not going to boot, because there's no hard drive connected to it. But it does need... well, I'm not sure it does need VRAM, but it's got it in it. So I've already loaded this up with 32 megs of RAM and two 256k VRAM SIMs. You can, I believe, stick two 512k VRAM SIMs in there if you want to. That's what my 7475 has. Mine has two 512s in it. Okay, there we go. We've got our friendly little flashing question mark hard drive. Where's my boot disk? So there. So I'm going to dock up. I will be back in a moment. I will grab my SCSI 2SD and we'll get it booted into a system, shall we? So I'm just trying to get everyone excited. Yeah. All right, hang on, wrong mouse. I'm going to do the little back soon thing. Turn my microphone off so that you can't hear me swearing profanities as I walk away. Back soon. Hello. Okay, so shame I couldn't leave you staring at this, but never mind. So I've got a SCSI TV-200 version 5.5 here. If you're in Australia and you want to buy one of these, please see my website, recapamac.com.au. If you're buying them in Australia, I don't believe will find a better price than the price on my website. Who here in the chat has at least one SCSI 2SD? Right, let's plug this in while people contemplate that question. One here in my Quadra 605. Excellent. Literally have like 5. Yep, I understand that. I even sent you one, didn't I, Ron? So yes, I mean I got squazillions of the bloody things, but not all of them are mine. I've resisted buying one yet. And tell me, Neil, what is the reason that you are resisting? Alright, okay, I've connected up SCSI to this. Now I might just connect my little cable to terminate the internal bus, because some of these computers do get a little bit upset if you don't have termination on the internal SCSI bus. So I'm just going to put one of these little cable with a terminator on the end. I stole this from my Quadra 950. My Quadra 950's only got like one device in it, so it doesn't really need it. Version 5.5 is indeed super handy. That's what I'm using for this at the moment. And I think this is set at the moment to boot from 7.5. So that's what we're going to boot into. Right, so let's have a look. Get a bit more chime again. Boom. As we wait for this little light here that's red. We wait for it to go green. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. I'm telling you it's exciting, so it is exciting. Wouldn't lie, would I? There we go, it's just gone green. Woo! It's very true. It doesn't sound the same. You know, a SCSI 2SD version 5.5 definitely does, or whatever version, definitely doesn't sound the same. You don't have the whir, you don't have the click, you don't have all that. But you also don't have the same sort of failure that a lot of those have. I mean, if you have a SCSI drive, an old mechanical one that is still working, that is awesome. But for me, they are just failing left, right, and center. I've got a few of them. I've got maybe 5 or 6 that still work, but the majority of them are just dying away. So, oh, hello, GT. Stop watching Fusion 360 Educational Videos. GT is another one of us who has definitely been bitten by the 3D bug. And he is looking into building his own 3D stuff using Fusion 360, which is my understanding is the software of choice for doing that sort of thing. Right, so here is our little computer. I've got some system installers. That's obviously what I was doing on this before. It's really hard. Okay, got that. Oh wow, this is really tricky. I'm doing this, I'm watching this through OBS. I'm sorry about how bright this is, but it's just, what if I do? Will it adjust the brightness? No, it won't, because I have the brightness set manually. But anyhow, it is free, so it has that going for it. That is indeed true. True. Alright, so anyhow, here's a 475 that's recapped and working, and what a jolly good thing that is. So I'm going to shut him down. Shut down. Oh, you know what I could have done? I haven't even bothered to do this yet. I want to try this. You guys ready for something interesting? I mean, don't get too excited, but yeah, I'm going to try something different. Okay? I've got to go back up to the house. I'll be back real soon, okay? This is fun. I'm telling you, it's fun, so it's fun. Thank you. Okay, I just realised that what it is I actually want to try and test out is almost definitely going to result in the complete and total destruction of everything happening in OBS, because that happens for me all the time. What I bought recently is this, and it is like a capture scaler type thingy. This allows me to connect it to a computer and put a signal into it and broadcast that signal on OBS. So in theory, show you what I'm seeing on the screen of this computer. Now, the problem I have, as I just mentioned, is that regularly on this computer when I'm in the middle of live streaming, if I do anything to disrupt the USB bus, I suddenly start losing cameras. You know, they freeze, or, you know, it all just becomes a complete mess. So I'm going to do this as an experiment. It might completely and totally mess up the picture. You'll probably still be able to hear me, but I might just be sort of, and then just stuck in that pose forever. So, so here's my little thingy. I'm going to plug him in somewhere. How about I plug him in on this USB hub up here? And we'll just see what happens. So as I say, you're probably going to see me freeze. So I hope I'm in a nice freezable position. Did it freeze? Didn't freeze. It didn't freeze. Is it on? Might be on. Well, it didn't freeze, that's the main thing. What if I try this angle over here? Oh, microscope still works. If you're wondering what that is, that's solder wick. Okay, so let's try this then, shall we? I'm going to go along to this view here where we're looking at nothing. And I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. There are some people who are clever enough to know how to do this stuff without having to show you what I'm doing at the same time. But I haven't figured out OBS well enough yet. So let's call this screen capture. I haven't got the computer on, so I'm not going to see anything through it at the moment. Okay. Okay. Well, it doesn't show as being there, so that's not a good sign. Maybe when I switch it on, it will. And maybe I'll suddenly freeze. No. 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 Where is it? It's not here. Oh, look how small I've got. What happened there? Uh-oh. Oh wow, I've gone into 720p. How cool is that? Told you. There we go, that's better. I mean, it's not better, it's terrible, but you know what, I'm getting there. Well, this is a successful test, isn't it? Anyone getting seasick yet, watching my face move around the screen? Okay, let's try this again. Let's go to this one, and we'll go... No, it's just not appearing at all. Not appearing at all. Oh, does this need power? Should be getting power from USB. Doesn't have a power supply, does it? No, that's for audio. Maybe this is the reason why I'm having all of this trouble with my video capture. That USB hub might be stuffed. So let's try this then. I'm going to plug it into the computer. So once again, get ready for me to freeze. Using a Mac Pro 3,1 with 3,1 here at the moment. Okay, let's see how we go. Cancel that. Look at that! It's a bit distorted, but that's okay. I'm not going to make any judgments. Transform. how do I make this not, no. What does that look? Does that look kind of the right shape? I don't know. Move to top. All right, so there we go. We have some success. So we're looking at the old System 7.5 on the screen. This is a first for me. I know lots of people do this all the time, but for me, this is a new experience. I do actually have the option to connect up the sound as well with the little cable. I wonder if that's going to work. I don't know if we'll give it a whirl. Which one's the sound? Which one's the sound out? I can't remember. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. All right, let's see if we can plug this in here. Mic in. Okay. Testing. Okay. There we go. Testing. There we go. You're going to hear a bit of an echo there while I just check and see if the sound works. So let's go here to control panel. Sound. And I'll go. Got it coming through. Hang on. If it's coming out of the speaker, I must be plugged in the wrong thing. I might need to set it up as an audio source. Audio input capture. Create new. Okay. And device is USB. No, not that one. I don't know. It could be this one. There are so many different things here. I don't know what they are, so I'm going to assume it's this one. Try that. So, got that. And let's go. Oopsie. Yeah. Nope. 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 Okay, so maybe I need to twiddle with some things here. Oh, it's good fun to watch me fumble this, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me have a look here. Properties. No properties to speak of. Let's just see. Okay, I'm just going to try something here. Oh, okay. We did get something. So we've got here advanced audio properties. How about that? So we've got audio input. Let's try 10. Let's see what that does. This could blow your brains out, so just be careful. Right. Ready, and I think we had it then. Yeah, I think we're cooking with gas, or at least some other form of combustible item. Might just turn this up a little bit more. Let's try 20. Just cranking up the volume for this one. Oh, joys, what have I done? I know what I did. So it's all good. Everyone can just relax. We go here to that, and we go here to this, and we go to Okay, that's all fine. It did actually work, so that's nice. And then we'll go to... How's that sound? Is it all right? Okay, turn it up a bit more. I think there's a limit to how far I can turn it up, but we'll see. It's getting like a constant little hum or something like that. But anyhow, there we go. All right, let's have a look on here, and I am looking for folks to tell me what they would like me to do with this LC475. I've got quite a few things on here. I've got applications and games. Let's have a look and see what we've got. And anyone speak up if they would like me to launch something, a game or an app or something like that. No, all of the stuff is on this disc here, System 7.1 Disc 1. Oh, and I've got some on Disc 3 as well. But anyhow, so we've got... oh, and actually, no, I know where all the apps are. I know where all the apps are. They're over here, I think, on this disc. 7.1 Disc 3. I've got a multi-boot system. Oops, that I just renamed. Because I've got a keyboard sitting on a keyboard, which isn't ideal. So I'm going to move that keyboard. And then that one we call... I'm going to go back to what it was called before. Multi-boot system. Oopsie. Open. Right, so we've got some games here. Speedometer. All right, let's start with that then, shall we? We'll go here. I think that's in Utilities. Got speedometer 4.02. And we'll fire that up. And we'll get a little bit of speedometerage happening here. Not yet. We are a little bit horizontally distorted here, but we're okay. Actually, I wonder if I've got the option to change the resolution here. Monitors. What are our choices? 256 colours. Oh, I can go up to 1024 by 768. Let's see what happens with that. It could completely and totally have a meltdown, but I think it might work. Hey, look at that! Far out! It's so exciting, yes? We're losing a little bit of the left-hand side, but I can live with that. If you can live with that, I can live with that. We're now reduced down to only 16 colours, but, you know, who's going to care? So, let's go to tests. Run all tests. Was more readable the other way. Oh, GT. All right. Just for you. The truth is, I actually do want the 256 back. So, what about 832 by 624? Hey, that's not too bad, is it? I don't think that's too bad. I think that's manageable. Right. And we've still got 256 colours. So, back here, run all tests. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, we need to tell it where we want to do the speed test. We'll just do it on this. It's only one drive here, so what am I going to do? What's the capture device you're using? Let me put a link in the description somewhere. I found it off. I found it on, I think, Amazon, and it's very little in the way of branding on it, so I don't know how much I can tell you. Let me look. It just says VGA Capture HD 1080p, so there's no model number or anything on it. Came in a nice little container like this. With a cable, came with a VGA cable, and that. But yeah, I bought it on Amazon. It wasn't super cheap. Now I've been happy with it on the whole. Where it doesn't perform for me is it won't work with any of my new bus video cards. So anything running on my 2CI or my Mac 2 or anything like that. It's gone black, isn't it? There we go. That was just it changing across to black and white. Now I'm going to change to... you won't be able to post a link, I'm afraid, Ron. Let me see if I can find it for you. Let me go here to... oh, that's the wrong keyboard. Amazon. This is really hard. Okay, let's try it. Amazon.com. Okay, let's go. What do we call it? HDMI, VGA. I think capture is what. And I'll find it. I will find it. It was one of the cheaper ones, and as I say, the fact that it doesn't capture my maybe I should use the word scaler. I'm not finding what I want here. The fact that it doesn't capture the video out from my new bus cards is disappointing, because I did want to capture it from my from my 2CI, and of course the 2CI, it didn't work with the internal video. It didn't work with any of the new bus cards. So, oh, is it finished? Is it? Let me go back here. All tests are done. Okay. So, what do we got? So obviously, they're not going to have anything in the way of FPU, because there's no FPU, because it's an LC68040. I do actually have a full-blown 68040 here. I could probably put in it, and we could test the floating point unit. Can't keep it, but well, this is only a 20, so it would probably end up getting overclocked. So, yeah, what did we get? We got CPU 0.8 of a Quadra 605. I assume a Quadra 605 probably has the not the LC version as well. Disk 0.768, graphics 0.927, and math 4.648. What the? None of this makes sense to me. None of it. I'm going to pretend it didn't happen. Having a video capture thing like this is a great way of wasting time. It's a great way of keeping things going on this live stream without any proper content. So thank you, video capture device. Okay, now I'm not seeing it, so I'm going to go scalar. If I can't find it in the next sort of like 30 seconds, I'm going to give up, and then I'll find the link. I'll go into the email and find the link to the one I bought, and I'll post that in the description of this video, so you can come back another time and see the one that it is there. But I'm just not seeing it here, I'm afraid. I wanted to get a particular one, but it was really, really expensive. But apparently there's some good second-hand ones of that one. Dana from Dana Does Stuff recently bought a second-hand one, so I'll probably do the same. Alright, so that's enough of that. I couldn't find it. I'll put the link in the description later on. So I would... Oopsie. How good am I at getting this the right proportion? That looks about right. So let's have a look here and see if we can bring something else up here of interest to folks, and then I'll probably wrap things up, only because I am so hungry. Applications. Should we have a look in games? Let's have a look at games. Is Chinese stuff not cheap in Australia? Yes, generally Chinese stuff is cheap, but the problem is that what I am actually after here is I'm after something which is not actually a cheap item. The one that I bought is a fairly cheap one, but no. Oh, look at this. Thank you, Jay. Thank you very much for complimenting my lack of content. Yes, I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty proud. Civilization, one of my favourite games. I'm not sure if that's the reason it's highlighted in orange, but it is highlighted in orange. Does anyone have any requests here? Looking at these games that I've got here, I've got another folder here called Lots More Games, but I think most of these are ones that work on old black and white ones, so no real interest there. I actually bought Civilization, believe it or not, with my money. Good old Prince of Persia, eh? Souffle Puck. I've got Warlords. I used to love playing Warlords as well. Got a bit of Wolfenstein. I don't know how well Wolfenstein will run on this. I mean, probably not well at all, but let's try. Dun, 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 dun. Right, doing a keyboard swap here. Are you sure it's shutting? Are you sure you want to shut down your computer? No, I do not want to shut down your computer. That was a mistake. It's kind of swordfish colour. Got worms on it. Seems to be really slowly, doesn't it? I can't hear the music, by the way, so I might turn it down a little bit because it's probably drowning me out. Let me just have a listen. Oh yeah, that's pretty loud. How's that? Is that alright? How's that? Is that alright? Sounds like it's gone completely. Sounds like it's gone completely. Oh, I don't know. You might be able to hear it. Oh, yeah, good time. Okay. How is it now? Too low? Too low. Well, it'll have to do, I'm afraid, because it's not something I can easily check, because I can't hear it. I can't hear it, so... That's some of the noises he makes. Second encounter, 30 levels. I bought this too. I actually paid for this. Oh, I think I might have gone on the really hard version. I might go back and change that. You know, there's I'm too young to die, but I like that version. Let's see if we can... There we go. Options. I realise it's in a very tiny bit of the screen, but that's probably how I'm going to get... that's probably how I'm going to get reasonable use of it. Okay, forward. 8. Backward. 5. Left. 4. Right. Right. Oh, wrong mouse. Right. 6. Side step left. 7. Side step right. 9. That's how I like mine configured, so there we go. And space is action, shoot is control. Alright, I think I've got it. I think I've got it. So. Oh, it's alright, that's passable. Let's go and get some bullets. It's just frozen. Oh, here we go. Oh, Achtung. Die. Die, Nazi. There we go. My health is 76%. That's not ideal. Oh, here's another one. Hello. Just looking around, checking out my environment. I think there's one just hiding, isn't there? Is one hiding? No. Is anyone getting seasick yet? Oh, it's a doggy! I shot the doggy. Sorry, doggy. My health's down at 56%. That's not good. Not good at all. I need a little stim pack or whatever they call them on these things. It'll help me. Oh, lots of doggies. Yeah, I'm the mass dog murderer. Horrible. Oh, I'm gonna have some dog food. Yummy. And some more. Yummy. No, come on. I want dog food. Oh no, I can't eat that one. Anything through here? Sometimes there are secret places. No, not there. What about through here? No, no secrets. It's okay because it's a Nazi dog, fair enough. It's just doing what it's told. Whoops, don't shoot the door, open it. Right, where are we off to now? Which door? Anyone got a choice? How about this door? Or is it I just come from that door? I probably just came from that door. Let's try this door. Oh yeah, there's people there. Haven't been there yet. Now this is, I believe, where there are some secrets. If I remember rightly, yeah, this one, where the dude is. And we can go in here, and we can go press, and oh, there we go. And I can get some healthies, and I can get myself some new weaponry, and a few more bullets, and we'll be happy. We can go on a murderous rampage. Pew 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 pew. Okay. Oh, more. Pew 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 pew. Die. There you go. Get some more healthies. Is this a secret? No, no secret. Oh, shoot the door. Who is in here? Hello? Oh, well, I've got more healthies. And lots of ammo. That's nice. Alright. We've seen enough? I think we've seen enough. Don't save. Alright, did anyone get their Wolfenstein 3D System 7.5 fix there today? I hope you did. I certainly did. That was a bit of fun. Go through the blue metal door. Too late. Okay, where are we? Okay. Just going to check the chat because I've been doing way too much game playing there to even notice what was going on. Found what you did most games start requiring power PC. I don't know the answer to that. It was the poo pot. Was that what it was? Okay. I don't want to eat that. Not that sort of movie. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, David, for... How about Barrack? Is that a game? Some of the, the games on these vintage Macs that I like to play are things like Spectre. Spectre is one that works quite well even on the older ones, gives you a 3D experience. Admittedly, it's a very linear vector sort of 3D experience. It's like, I don't know if anyone is aware of the gaming console called a Vectrex, but it's a little bit like playing on a Vectrex, where you have all the lines and stuff like that. Warlords is a strategy game, same as like Civilization. Civilization is probably a little bit more upmarket, larger scale, but Warlords is still an awful lot of fun. Didn't require much computing power. And of course the old Prince of Persia runs pretty darn well on these old 68040s. I was always a fan of the Prince of Persia. I played it such a long way once upon a time, and it just gives you an idea of what a boring life I had, that I actually sat and played so much Prince of Persia. I can't hear it. Ambrosia. Yeah, Ambrosia used to make some great games, didn't they? I mean, far out. What a fantastic powerhouse of game. Okay, I don't want to hear the story. I just want to play it. New game. There we go. Never remember what the keys are on this one, but we'll figure it out. Is it keypad? Yay! That's that, and that's a jump, and that's me falling down. And turn around, and then up. I haven't figured out how to walk yet, though. There we go. That's me doing that. That's me doing that. That's me jumping. I think I might have to use this keyboard instead. That's that. I can't figure out... Is my shift key stuck down or something? Oh, my 0 key is stuck down. That can't be good. Got a little bit of wick stuck in there, so let's try it now. That's more like it. My 0 key was stuck down. Is there anything up here? Has anyone ever been up here? I want to know. Jumping. Jump. Nope, nothing here. And there is a way to do this, and I never necessarily get it right, but when you step on this thing, you try and hold on the way down so you don't lose one of your little balls there, and your little things of life. See, we're down to 2 out of 3 now. So I lost it on that big fall. You don't want to go right here at this stage because there's a dude with a sword, and we don't have a sword yet, so that's no good. Oh, can I jump? Hey, I can jump. And whee! And then whee! And then oops! Whoopsie. Whoopsie! I didn't jump fast enough. It's anyone who's played this game knows that everything is kind of like delayed reaction on this thing. You know, when you press a key, it's just not instantaneous. It's like there's about a 2-second delay between when you press something and when it actually happens. You get used to it the more you play it, but it's yeah, that's my excuse for today. All right, okay, I am going to jump back to a view like this. We're going to say goodbye to the 475. It is working, so everybody happy. Got something hanging off my beard. Probably a bit of spider web or something. All right, okay, so thank you everyone. I am going to finish off now. I will shut this thing down. So I was going to go to here, and I'm going to go to shut it down and switch him off. Always remember to shut down your computer properly. Don't just switch it off. It's very bad. And in particular, if you're using a SCSI to SD, I've found there's a higher likelihood of you ending up corrupting the drive if you don't shut down properly on a SCSI to SD. So just mentioning that. So I'm going to head off now. Here is the recapped 475. We did at least get something done after watching me fumble with a silly little small TV set. I'm just going to unplug everything because this has got to go into the ultrasonic. Unplug, 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 unplug. There's the finished board, all recapped, all happy, all working, all Prince of Perjury. So thank you everyone for watching. I think I've been on for a couple of hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. It's not too bad. Thank you for rocking up. I mean, it was very impromptu and I didn't have proper preparation and all that sort of stuff and technical problems, and it was an absolute nightmare. So I do appreciate everyone joining and keeping me company while I got this work done. And I will see you all at the next one. And I now need to try and find the right page that has the end stream button. That is here. Still got nothing in the chat for that. How about that? Okay. Thanks again, guys. See you at the next one. Have a good one. Thanks to everyone for all the super chats and all the general commentary. It's all been wonderful. So, bye now.